Today we want to emphasize that this conversation is for those teachers who are brand new to group piano teaching or have just started. And maybe you are one of those group piano teachers who are ready to learn how to do it with multiple levels. And so we have created the multi-level group piano starter kit that we want to share with you today. So, Mindy, get us started.
Okay. Well, we thought it would make a lot of sense for context, to talk about some of the benefits to teaching group piano. And I think the benefits are widely talked about. They're what draw people to the idea of teaching group in the first place. Here's some of the ones that I have seen personally as a group piano teacher for the last 6 or 7 years. My students are way better at rhythm. There is accountability in groups for teaching rhythm that you do not get in a private lesson. My students they understand it in context. If they don't hold their whole note for 4 full notes, 4 full beats, it affects the group. And so it helps them see why that's important. So that's my number one top favorite thing about teaching in groups. I see my students emerging as more confident musicians overall. And this is kind of how I see that emerging, is that because of the ensemble experience, they don't get flustered when they perform or have another ensemble experience outside of our class. I had a student last year who decided to perform at church with her father. And as she was getting ready, where she normally would have had multiple meltdowns because something didn't go right, she just took a deep breath and just kept going. And her mom texted me and was like, "Thank you for group piano. Like, this never, ever, ever would have happened before." She always melts down when something doesn't go her way. I talked to a lot of adult students who can play really well, but they haven't had courage to play at church or for friends, or in any kind of setting, because they get flustered if something doesn't go 100% the way that they want it to, and that is 100% because of groups. Students playing in ensembles have to be able to recalibrate and jump back in, and they're really resilient and they figure that out, and I think it makes them more confident musicians and better suited for music making throughout their whole life. So those are 2 really big benefits that I see in my teaching. Those are for the students. So let's talk for a second about benefits for the teachers. Benefits I see is that my time is freer teaching groups. And that can either manifest in the fact that I see more students in less time, or that I don't have to repeat myself as often. I don't feel like a broken record. I am able to be more effective in my teaching because I'm doing it in a group. So those are big wins, both of those for me. So, and hearing about those benefits is one of the reasons why I made the decision to move from a private to a group studio. Those sounded so great. But there are challenges, right? You start it and it's not going like the picture you had in your head. Anyone else? Hands up. Right? So some of the challenges that can hit us as group teachers is creating cohesion in a group. How do you make these students become a team and work together and put their ego aside, and just, it's creating a team cohesion is tricky. There aren't a lot of resources out there. That's one of those you just have to kind of jump in and do, because it changes with every single group. The big one that I remember as I was just starting was like my students' practice and their living lives didn't line up. Like, somebody could have a big family event one week and not get any practicing done. They would come to class and be completely flustered because they couldn't do what they should have been able to do if they practiced. And then all it took was like 3 weeks into the school year, and my very carefully curated group of same level musicians was now not same level. So that is a really huge challenge for piano teachers that are going into group. Scheduling is tricky, especially when you've got students that are involved in so many different extracurriculars and they're trying to get stuff lined up, and then they decide they want to do basketball and practices at the same time as your class. So, it's like the Rubik's Cube. So that's a big challenge is, scheduling for groups and then ensuring progress for each student. When you're teaching in a group, how can you guarantee their parents that what they're doing in your class is better for them and that they're still going to make progress and make better progress than if you were just seeing them as a one-on-one student? So these are all challenges that I've had to overcome. Anybody teaching group has had to address these challenges. And while I do tip my hat to piano teachers everywhere as being one of the most creative at problem solving, I will say that Dorla has been really, really great at creating stuff that helps answer all of these challenges without making me have to do the mental gymnastics to make it all work. So Dorla, tell us about this most recent brainchild.
Well, thank you for that, Mindy. That was beautiful, especially the part about scheduling, kids doing different things, and the part about after 3 to 4 weeks of group piano lessons, your carefully curated class is no longer carefully curated because so many things have been happening. Life goes on, and it doesn't always include our goals for having them learn to play the piano. So we thought it would be really, when I started group piano, I thought it would be really advantageous for maybe to be able to schedule all the kids that want to come at 4 o'clock. Yeah, you could. Did you
Wow, how did
see
you do
that?
that?
That was a great idea. Oh, that was funny. Okay, that means I need to keep my hands quiet. But anyway, I was able to accommodate students and siblings in the same class because we were playing the same song at different levels. So that is what our starter kit is all about. Our multi-level group piano starter kit. Is it backwards?
It was right side for me.
Nice. I've learned something today. And so I'm going to go through it so you can see what's in it. The very first page has the top 5 tips. And these 5 tips, you click on them and it will take you to additional resources about teaching multi-level group piano. Then teachers in this group helped us put together this next part, which is the classroom layout guide. And there's 2 pages there of different classrooms so that you can, ideas. You probably have idea that's totally different than the 8 that we've added here. But I love having pictures like that because every semester I change my room around. And you'd think I have a huge space to do that. I don't. It's just space, and then let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. So that I think is something that all group piano teachers love. But then let's come back to the nitty-gritty of how are we going to put our groups together? And to do that, we need to know the pianist levels. So teachers that have used Piano Pyramid before know that this is in each one of their teacher guides, telling you that this level, if your student can play this, what it says here, then this is the level they need to play in our multi-level class. And then we've added a lesson plan, a complete lesson plan with every single thing you need to do, with the time limits, what the goals are, what is the focus of the lesson, what materials you need. Everything is there. And this lesson is so chock full that you could spread it out into 3 weeks easily, because it also comes with music. Oh my. This is 27, a new piano pyramid arrangement, original by Carl Czerny, one of his exercises for legato playing, staccato playing, and reading ledger notes. So what I did is I added note reading and landmarks for students to study. So all of that is what's going to be covered learning this piece. So in the starter kit, yes.
So can I just clarify there?
Yes.
So you didn't add it to the ensemble. You added theory pages that complement what the kids will be learning in the ensemble.
Both.
Yes. You just hadn't mentioned the theory pages. So I want to say the theory pages are there to
Okay.
help you get ready to teach the ensemble.
Right. Right. So what I meant was when I wrote the lower level parts, the beginner and elementary parts, that was the goal. Different from Czerny's, but yes, there's theory pages also. Before I talk about the theory pages, then you have every level. What I showed you before was the teacher score, but iPad has a mind of its own. But if you see here, we have given you each level. So you have 5 different levels, and you don't need all 5 levels to have in your class. Sometimes I only have 2 levels. Great. I have everything I need to make those 2 work. Sometimes I have 4 levels. Even better, because now we have a little orchestra going. Okay, but I have everything that I need. Then yes, there's also theory pages, and there's scales. The scales each level will play. And then theory that Mindy mentioned, the landmarks, and we're doing landmarks for different levels, even for ledger notes. And so I've also added a little bit about the different curricula that we have, which is Pyramid Explorers, and then the specific books that are for ages 8 and up. So that is really quick what the starter kit contains. I know it seems like it's not a lot, but it's like 30 something pages of all the materials that you will need, plus the music. So we are going to put the link to the starter kit so you can purchase that if you are one of these brand new teachers. We're going to put the link when we're done with the live. It will be below. And you can also in the comments just ask us questions about anything else that we might have forgotten. Did I forget anything, Mindy?
I don't think so. I think it was all there. I would like to just say that the point of this whole starter kit was to help you have a taste of teaching multi-level. So if you are going to start a new group in January, this would be a great way to start that group. And then if it's not working for you, then just switch back to what you're normally doing. But it's a great way to test out and see if this method is going to answer all of your concerns and solve your problems that you may be having in your studio.
And those challenges that you mentioned, the scheduling, this will help, I hope will help you see that if you have different students that want to come at 4 o'clock, you can put them in one class because now you have an ensemble that will cater to each one of those. The other one was the practice level. After 3 weeks, they're going to be at different levels, but what if they don't practice the way that you expected them to? Then you can say, hey, you can still play this song. You want to play this level instead, just in class so you can be with the group? Instead of having the student just sit there or have their headphones on all by themselves practicing because they didn't get to practice at home.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fantastic.
All righty. So if you have any questions, in the comments, and thank you. We hope to be here again next week to talk about group piano. Bye-bye.